There's a morning in the moonlight, telling signs on the roadside, all the wrongs that I can't make right, and things I don't want you to know. And my thoughts are like a wildfire, I keep running into barbed wire. I haven't moved, but I am so tired, and I float just like a stone. But I've got all that I want, more than I need. I got a girl on my arm who loves me. Why can't I let myself be happy? Is it a secret that I won't tell? It guards the gates of my own hell. Well, I lay down where the cards fell. One day I'll know as I am known. I've got all that I wanted, more than I need. I got a girl on my arm who loves me. Why can't I let myself be happy? I've got all that I want, more than I need. I got a girl on my arm who loves me. Why can't I let myself be? Why can't I let myself be? Why can't I let myself be? Happy.
Hello. That was a little depressing, but that's where I'm at. Kind of just in the feels. Guess we're at day 2 or whatever. And, well, usually when I get, like, home from work at around, like, 3 in the morning, like, John would be getting off work at that time. And, like, we both had this, like, similar schedule. So for the last, I don't know, I want to say, like, 3 months, it's been, like, this off and on, like, conversations. Because at the end there, he didn't really like going live that much. He found it, like, really boring. He just didn't find it very interesting. He said half the time he would just, like, leave his lives running and fuck off. He just didn't seem to have the same. He said he didn't seem to have the same, like, impetus or excitement or whatever, interest, I guess is the best way to put that. So, like, instead of, like, live streaming or whatever, we would just talk and shoot the shit, like, about all kinds of shit. So it's kind of looking at, like, we'd always kind of, like, talked back and forth, like, sporadically, nothing deep, nothing it was just always like, fuck you, fuck bag, and fuck suck a dick, and like that kind of shit. And then I think it was like around, I was like looking at my phone. It's kind of like around the end of March when uh, he kind of like reached out to me and, was just like, making sure that I was okay. And, you know, I mean, it definitely helped. I was looking through my messages and it was like, I thanked him. I was like, also, thanks for the chat. It was extremely therapeutic and I really needed that. I think I just needed like somebody that was just like willing to listen and just sort of like kind of put some shit in perspective for me without being an asshole. It was very helpful. And I remember like joking with my friends at work. I was like, you wouldn't believe that I had like this extremely therapeutic therapy session with like a dude named fucking Poon Handler. Like seriously, literally. And now that I've been like when I got home this morning, like, and actually since Monday, it's weird because it's like I just like when you talk to somebody like fairly frequently like that for a while, like at certain times or whatever, it's like, especially like recently, it's like you kind of go to call them or you kind of go to message and like it's like, oh right, like that's not there anymore, right? So then it just kind of got me to thinking like how like the conversations that we had, like back in the day, Poon was always like like all about the dick and the whatevers and blah blah blah, but that was never conversations we had. It was very much like just very, I always said to him, I was like, I think some people would enjoy listening to you if you just talk like this all the time, and he said that like Seasons had mentioned that and Bless had mentioned that, and like everybody kind of said like, we would like to see this side of you. You should do it more often. And I had said that. He said, yeah, I've heard that before. I had mentioned I had left Casey had left a comment on my last live stream. And I just kind of wanted to sort of maybe like provide some closure, or maybe not even closure, but maybe just like some insight into like some of the conversations that we had, because now like that I'm looking back on things with different eyes. Hindsight's kind of 2020, but like some of the things, it was almost like he was just like, I don't know, I think both of us as well was just like unloading like this shit, right? And so I just wanted to say that like he was changing. He was like he was like he was like admitting that like he had fucked up, that he had been due to some issues that he had been brazen, like took things for granted, didn't appreciate what he had in his life, kind of always was looking like the grass was always greener on the other side kind of shit, and didn't like see what he had right in front of him. And that he, especially when it came to Casey and the kids, that he felt extremely terrible about that. And that he just didn't know how to make it up to her, like, because he knew that he knew he had hurt her really, really bad, or hurt Casey really, really bad. So he wanted to try to express that. And I was talking to him and I said, hey, like, the best way I could kind of put it together for him too was like with my ex-husband and stuff, with our domestic violence bullshit, like ours was a pretty public, like obviously pretty public problem. But like now I was like, and I just kind of want to explain to him was like 10 years later, we're kind of on speaking terms. It's kind of being like, it's going well. And, it's not great. Like it's great actually, but it's not like amazing or anything, but at least we're like, can talk and like communicate properly without being angry or upset or whatever. And I just remember saying to him, I was like, well, like maybe there will come a time when it just time kind of has this way of just sort of like just kind of like taking away and dulling a little bit of that like hurt, right? Um, and the way he kind of like postulated it to me was sort of like looking back on it now, like at the time I didn't see it, but now looking at it, it was kind of the way he kind of said it to me was almost like he didn't have time. Honestly, it was like, yeah, the way he said it made like looking back made it feel like he knew that he was running out of time. So he just said like so that's what I just really want to like emphasize to Casey, especially, um, was that he said he like she was his biggest regret, that he wishes he would have been like more of a man and more of a mature adult in their relationship, paid attention to her, that she was really deserving of that. She was a great mother, um, that he missed his family. So I just wanted to make sure that I stated that, and that she, like, that was a like, pretty heartfelt, like, thing that he said, and I just want her to know that. Um, he was genuinely upset about it. There was some other things as well that I don't really want to like talk about publicly, because I think that that's like not appropriate. But I do know that when it came to Casey and the kids, he like I don't think he would mind that uh, I stated that out loud and voiced that at all. He seemed, if he could have shouted it from the rooftops and thought that she would listen, I think he would have. Um, so I don't, but yeah, there was just like there was just these very like very like almost like thoughtful conversations that he was sort of like just having, and it was just a different type of person than the person that I had known like previously, I guess. And even though he'd always like been that way like behind the scenes and stuff like that, this was sort of different. um and then like he kind of disappeared for like a week, and I had no idea like what was going on or whatever. And like people had said like, oh, he's in the hospital, blah blah blah, and I was just like, oh, like I don't want to like intrude, like in case like Caesars was there, who knows. I didn't want to intrude. So but then I just got like this random like, and then I just texted him just to like check in, and I was like, hey, like, just hoping everything's okay, and blah blah blah. And like he was bored out of his fucking mind. And then that's when our conversation started to become like longer, and I was like on the phone with him at the hospital, like listening to him get his, you know, like when he was getting his IV done and getting his foot drained and rebandaged, and when he was in a lot of pain. And I was like, do you really want me to be on the phone with you right now? And he was like, yes, I do. So we did that um, frequently until he got out. And then when he got out, we just started having like, and then things just started unloading, right? More and more and more. I think the last thing he said to me, uh, I think it was probably on last Friday, he said that he wished that he might have like stayed in the hospital. He said because the foot was like, his foot was really hard to clean, and it was really hard to keep up on it. Um, I know that he probably pissed a lot of people off. Um, I'm not sure why, like that whole like exchange happened the way that it did right before he passed, and that it became like such a, I don't know, like a routine thing for the last like couple months, where it was just like these 2-hour phone calls of just like whatever, but I would say that it helped me just as much as it helped him because I was pretty much unloading a lot of shit as well. Uh, Last thing he said to me was, "Miss Bax, get your fucking shit together." Uh, you know, and I just feel like he was really trying. And it was like so weird. Like he was never rude or disrespectful, or it was just such a different amount. Just yeah, it was just I don't know. It's just kind of like just being there for somebody, I guess, and supporting that, and sucked. And I was like, looking back on it now, I was like, I think he kind of knew, just kind of by the way he was saying things. Uh, and I just wanted to say that it's really shitty that this has kind of been like the kind of like the end result without really any like formal closing or closure, I suppose. But it was very strange for me, so I have to process that. But I guess I decided to go live because I was thinking about like just how much he had kind of changed as a person, and I just kind of wanted to maybe vocalize that he was really like different and insightful and thoughtful, and like it was funny, like he never had a bad thing to say at that point. He just like nothing. He was just all very positive. And it was just unreal. And I'm pretty grateful, I guess, that I had that opportunity. I guess to be a support system while he was going through that, I guess. And yeah, I think I just wanted to make sure that Casey knew that. I know there's another person out there that if she would like to reach out to me, you can. I just don't feel like that needs to be said anywhere publicly, but you can. And I'm sure you know how to get a hold of me. And I just wanted to make that, just put that out there. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say. I think I'm over it. I just had to throw it out there and just kind of get the last little bits of sort of what I've been thinking like off my chest, and just kind of like unload the crown, like just like unload it because it was heavy the last couple of days, and I just I have some feelings. I might want to punch dickbags in the face. However, I'm not gonna do that, but just needed to just get that out there. Okay, but I didn't say hi to anybody. Hi, Brutal Mafias. Brutal. Winkler. Wake. Loves you. Who else we got here? You have Abba Fan. Love you, Abba Fan. Jasper, how are you? Marik, I love you. Where else we got? Do. I hate not having a mouse. I need to fix that. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, Brutal. He definitely did. But I think that's maybe like, hold on, I just want to show that comment again. Maybe take this fucking banner off. That'd be great. Oh, I guess my neighbor is like nailing something to the wall. That's super cool. Awesome timing about that. But yeah, and I think maybe that's why like we were having those conversations, because like, would you suck a dick, dude? Come on. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. fucking couldn't even make this shit up if I tried. For real. Are we done? Okay. So yeah, but I think that's why like that connection kind of ended up happening at the end the way that it did, was because I kind of tend to like wear everything really heavy and feel really like fuck. If I could pitch a tent and live in the past, I've already done it. Like I'm always back there, right? It's probably half the reason why I have the problems like or like addiction issues that I do, right? Because I can't get the ghosts out of my fucking head. So I think, you know, in that sense, it was like I think for both of us, it was like a necessary necessary conversations that we both needed to have, because we kind of think similarly in that kind of like in that fashion or that respect, I guess. So yeah, and you did have a ton of guilt, a lot. Um, and I was just really, I remember like after like a week when he was on, I was like, dude, I was like, if you're bored, like you could have called me like a fucking week ago. You didn't have to like. I was like, I just didn't want to call you because I didn't want to be rude and feel like I was like intruding in case, Seasons was there or whatever. Like I just didn't want to be like rude. So and I think it was at kind of at that point where like we just started talking more and more frequently, and I'm gonna punch this person right in the fucking face, like literally, like really. You didn't get the nailing yet? What are you doing? Huh. Thank you, Brutal. I don't know. I was just thinking about it today, and I especially was thinking about it this morning when I got home because like that was kind of like the usual time or whatever, and then it was just like an empty space. Like it was just an empty space, and I just had to think about it, I guess, for a bit on just and I don't really cry very often when people pass away. Like certain people, absolutely, but I don't tend to like get super emotional when people pass away, because I tend to be kind of fairly an aloof person, and I, some people yes, but some people no. But I definitely found this is like kind of hit me a bit hard. I don't know if that's because the conversations we had just became like so personal, and I just knew a lot, and I like had a lot of it was a good friendship, I guess. It was a good solid friendship, and it was it sucks, and just kind of like pissed off at like just how it all kind of went. That sucks, and I just kind of also wanted to say like it's pretty shitty when people are like talking shit about somebody who is even at the end of the day or end of time was trying to like actively like be a better person and do the right thing by people and proactively put himself last, and this time kind of like be who he should have been before. And I feel like to kind of like shit on somebody when they were really really trying their best to change, I guess, like to like make very big like changes like in their whole like emotional perception of how they've been behaving is, I think, really shitty. And you kind of like show yourself when you shit on people when they're down like that, like when there's nothing left, and if you can do that, like you're a fucking shit person as far as I'm fucking concerned. I think it's gross. That's how I feel about it, and that's probably where I'm gonna leave it too. Yeah, I think he definitely needed a distraction. I know. I think Winkler said to me, he's like, I thought Poon was bulletproof. I was like, so did I. Like that's how I felt about it as well. It seemed it's almost like it's like almost surreal, you know. To be honest with you, it was like it wasn't until today, like when it's like the normal like fucking same bat time, same bat place, right? And it's like there's like it's quiet, right? And it's just like it feels surreal, but it's just weird. It's like, and especially considering like regardless of like the fact that we were talking like personally for that length of time, also the fact that like we have all been around him or we're at his panels or or like in he's in other people's live streams or we're talking to him in live streams or he's catching you wherever he's like picking up with you. And it's when you have these types of people, like regardless, like everybody wants to say, oh, it's just the internet. And I'm like, well, I mean, fuck, I like some of you fuck bags, and honestly, I was like, some of you guys know me better than I know my fucking self sometimes. So, and I've been here for what, almost 7 years now. Like that's like half my time in the last 7 years has been here, right? Like, you know, to say that it doesn't have like any kind of like impact, that's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Well, I was like really trying to, and I think I said this on my last live stream. Like, I was really trying to encourage him to just like bite the bullet and be RoboCop, and get the prosthetic. And I was really pushing that he should do that because I've seen people in my real life like suffering with that, and it's just like such a, it's just not a good time. Like between like the infection and the cleaning and the bandages and the pain and all that shit, right? And then you just don't feel good because you're like it's like that infection's like running through your body, right? So I was really trying to encourage that with him. I was like, like it might not be like the worst thing to ever happen. And he was just always like, I'll die before I lose my leg. And I was like, fucking dickbag, you stubborn prick, you know, just a stubborn prick. I mean, in all the ways he was changing, that was not going to be the one, I guess. Man, I don't know. I have to laugh about it just because it's, I think he would laugh at it right now, too, to be honest with you. Well, yeah. Well, I think the reason why he left the hospital was because he was just like, he just wanted to get out of there. Like, he was there for like, I think like 2 weeks, and he's bored out of his mind, and he just been laying in bed, and he was like getting like food delivered in, like pizza. And I remember being on the phone, he'd be like, ma'am, hey, ma'am, can I get some more of those like fucking, I don't know, it was like jello or pudding or I don't fucking know. And he was constantly being like eating, right? He's just sitting there, just fucking like, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. So, I think he just, but I just find it interesting too, like the hospitals, like when they, I mean, sometimes I think like back in the day, I want to say like more my parents' generation maybe, or even like my grandparents' generation, like back in those days, like they wouldn't even give you the fucking option. They just take your fucking foot. They would just take it and be like, "Yep, this is not gonna do." Boom. You didn't even get a choice. And so I'm just really surprised nowadays that like, if a doctor sees the writing on the wall, that they just wouldn't make that executive decision anyway. Like this is what has to happen. You have no choice in the matter, kind of thing. It's weird to me. Hold on, let me read this. If he'd been in the hospital since he was pretty much immobile, and there they would have kept the calf pumpers on him. Well, and the thing that like, so he was telling me about it, and I could hear it when he was getting his like foot cleaned out. It's like a vacuum, so like it's pretty loud. And then like he was like, this thing is just like the most amazing science, medical science, and he's like describing it to me and like how it works. And you can hear it like, it's just like sucking all this shit out of his foot, right? Like all this gunk or whatever. And he was like, he had to take like that's why I just don't understand why they even released him, because I was like, it just didn't make sense to me if he had to take pain meds just to get that thing cleaned, and it hurt a lot. Like, why? Like how they thought that he was going to be able to like manage that at home is like beyond my fucking my brain capacity to understand, quite frankly. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I think it was sudden. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I hope it wasn't like long and drawn out. But I know my grandmother. She had thrombosis of the legs, and like that's where like blood clotting happens. And she had to take a lot of blood thinners in the event that like she had the blood clot went to her heart. But I do remember her telling me like if that happens, it's fairly quick. It's not like a heart attack where it's like it can like you know push itself out for a length of time. Blood clots are pretty quick. Like they go through the arteries pretty fast. Like they block the arteries pretty fast. I guess would be the best way to put it. They don't. It's not a lingering effect, right? Yes, he was the king of stubborn. Absolutely, he was. And it's funny because, like, yeah, like, totally brutal. Totally. Um, I don't know. I, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he would have or not. Like, I just remember on Friday him saying, like, I should have, like, I should be, like, I shouldn't have left. And I said, well, just go fucking back. Like, just go back. And I'm not sure what, like, held him back from doing that or why. Uh, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just freedom and not being like, you know, or maybe he just wanted to deal with things on his own terms. There's some others like, yeah, I don't want to get into details, but yeah, he just, I don't know. I don't know why. Like I kind of have an idea, but I don't exactly know why. Hi, Shamrock. Makes you went to the hospital even wanted him to go home. I don't think they did. Like he was like whenever I was on the phone with him when he was there, he was like pushing to go home. He's like, so like, do I get to go home today? And then like the day before he got released, he was like super excited. He's like, yeah, one more day, get the fuck out of here. So like I think like and anytime I was on the phone with him, like anytime he was like constantly pushing that to the nurses, like I want to go home, want to go home, want to go home. So yeah, it was. I think he. I don't know, like, but there's a friend of mine recently. He was in this really bad car accident, and the hospital sent him home, and he had a punctured kidney, and he was demanding to go home, demanding to go home. So they sent him home, and he's in shock because he's been in this terrible fucking car accident. Like he's in a neck brace, like he's not well, And they let him go, and I was like, they're like, just be careful of blood clots. I was like, what the like? You should at least if somebody's got a and he had to go back, go for surgery and shit. And I was like if you even if you have a punctured kidney, like should you even be just staying overnight for like observation? Like it's beyond my like fucking brain capacity to understand like what's happening in the medical field right now because it just seems really fucking weird to me that they just let people out like that. It's very bizarre. I don't get it at all. Not at all. Sorry, I'm just going into YouTube for a second here. Because I need to fix something. There we go. Yep. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. He will definitely be missed for sure. Yeah, it's been a couple. Like yes. Rev, why don't you just fuck off, dude? Like, I don't even want you here. I just don't give a shit, dude. Like, no offense. I know you have friends here, and I know people like you. That's super. I just don't want to put up with your shit, quite frankly. Shut the fuck up. It was incredibly disrespectful. I was barred from speaking about Poon. I didn't bar you from speaking about Poon. When? Where? Who? You can come up right now if you want to. I'll send you the fucking link. As long as you stop being a fucking dickbag. I didn't fucking prevent you from talking about him. That is true, Becky Boo. Precisely. Oh, fuck off. Then don't bitch, you fucking whiny baby. You fucking retard. Look who's a fucking whiner now, bitch. God, I can't please this motherfucker. You really can't. Me too, Betty. Yeah, it's been like waves for sure. I can't. Becky Boo, come on. I have to explain to your family that you're crying over a guy on YouTube named Poon. Yes, indeedy. Can't make this shit up, you guys. Honestly, you can't. It's hilarious. That's funny. True. Shots have been fired. Pew pew. Yep. Well, yeah, I would regardless. I don't know how that's an excuse. I would. Funny. I don't give a shit what you think of me. Fuck off. It's like, I am what I am right now. I don't have to fucking explain myself to you or anybody, actually. Yeah, dude, I know. That's the crazy part. Well, yeah, like that's the guy that I knew in real life that had it. He just like he had sepsis and he was like going to the hospital every fucking 6 months for like a 1 month stay. I was like, just get your fucking foot lopped off, dude. Just fucking do it. And he did. And he is like his fucking skin color came back. He's lost a bunch of weight. He walks better on the prosthetic than he even did. Well, it was all fucked up, and you can't even tell, like without like when he's wearing pants. Like there's whatever. But even then, he just wears it anyway. He doesn't give a shit. I got a guy I know a guy like this in like on the coast or whatever. He makes these like really cool like Star Wars prosthetics, like cover cases or covers or whatever. Like actually, he'll make it to whatever you want to. He like used to be a tattoo artist and stuff. He makes some great shit. So I was like, if that happened to Poon, I could just, get some shit sent to him. Get it all, branded. Rev. I don't even know what to fuck off. Just annoying. It's not funny anymore. What? We're gonna make this Poon stream all about Rev. Fuck off. Selfish cunt. I'm not whining. I was talking to him right till pretty much the end. So, whatever. I think so. Well, yes, Peach Hatter, that is what a heart attack is, but it's different than like the heart attack. I'm not a fucking doctor. I just know that there's different types of heart attacks, and they're not all of them present in the same way. But thank you. Fuck. Rev, can you fuck off? Like, go to the corner, dude. Go time out. Get a bubba. Yeah, that's gonna be the really hard part, I think, too. Like, yeah, I don't know what it would be like for, like, because I have friends who've like lost their parents like at a very young age. So it's, yeah, that's just gonna be like a very hard, yeah. It's just not like a fun, like, that is not something you would want to wish on any child, to have to sort of come to peace with something like that. And I just know that it's, hopefully Casey gets like as much support rallied around her as she possibly can. And yeah, I don't really know how to say it well, to be honest with you. It sucks. Hey, Freeside. Signing out AMA. Oh my goodness, you guys. Hi, Nick TV Live. Sam hated Poon. He's doing it for clout. Fuck that. That's all I will say about that. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to like say my piece because I know that like Casey and I are not friends. Like, like I don't know her, but I just kind of felt like that needed to be just thrown out there. And just thought that could be. I know Pooh would not be upset by me vocalizing that out loud and publicly for her to know that. So. Betty. I know. I very much try not to talk about YouTube with people ever. It's too long. It's like a TLDR. Like, I just don't have the time. And people just would look at me like I have 10 fucking heads anyway. Maybe you can dye it fucking blue, Rev. And your goatee too while you're at it. Hi, Red Sauce. I know, my eyeballs hurt. Yeah, like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Terminator, RoboCop, do what we gotta do. Hey, spooky girl. Love you too. Becky, get your boy. Oh, you guys. Well, I think that's all I pretty much had to say. I think I'm just going to go continue my drinking shenanigans because I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about, quite honestly. That pretty much sums that up for me today. I never thought Poon would pass, period. I was like, he's like just built like that. I don't know. Didn't even cross my mind that this would be even a possible end result, to be honest with you. So that sucks. Whoa. What did I do now? Lauren. What did I do? Hey, Andy Cruz, how are you? Andy Cruz, how are you? I don't know why I sing that every time. In the corner. Right? Where's your channel going? Who's going to be your channel manager? Who's got the passwords? Who's going to get into the Discord DMs? Get all the deets. Wow, that'd be kind of cool, actually. To be honest with you, we should think about that in the future. Then we get to really see like the news that were sent out. Yep. Yeah, I think he's doing okay. I think he's up there. Brutal. I wonder who found Poon's prostate massager. Indeed. Oh no. Indeed. All right, you guys. He's been taking a shit at the gate. Can't. Totally Becky Boo. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. I'm going to end with the song because if you guys want to chat for a little bit longer or whatever, you can. I will, enjoy.
You talk too much. Maybe that's your way, breaking up the silence that fills you up. But it doesn't sound the same when no one's really listening. We stumble into our lives, reach for a hand to hold, and in wonder we need to find a certain something certain. Turn out the light and what are you left with? Open up my hands and find that they're empty. Press my face to the ground, I've gotta find a reason. Just scratching around for something to believe in. Something to believe in. You have too much. Been spending all your time collecting and discovering it's not enough. And no matter how you try, you never find the one you want. We stumble into our lives without a hand to hold, and in wonder we need to find a certain something certain. Turn out the light and what are you left with? Pull up my hands and find at the empty. Press my face to the ground, I've gotta find a reason. Still scratching around for something to believe in. Something to believe in, something I can read it, something I can read it. Come on and read it, something I can read it now. Come on and read it, something I can read it. Come on and read it, something I can read it. Come on and read it. I just need something to believe in. Come on, 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 come on.
I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll probably be dick bag later. Find me. Whatever. Or not. I don't know what I'm doing. I never know. But anyways, I'll probably be live some point. Somewhere. Somehow. Later. Bye, guys.